We have a lot of changes that are coming down the pipeline at us. And I know, whether it's the administrative change or whether it's these rule makings that are coming through, what your examiners are going to want to see is that, first off, you're aware of it, that you're assessing the risk that these changes may have to your program, and then also that you're communicating to your board of directors about it. These are emerging risks. These are changes to the program, and if you look in your materials, yeah, your responsibility. One of the responsibilities of a BSA officer is that you're monitoring for regulatory changes and that you're identifying and evaluating these risks. So that's the risk assessment process. You're developing mitigation strategies and then aligning them with your risk appetite. Okay, so those are the steps. Now, you might be doing that in your head, and that might be part of your day-to-day effort, but making sure that you're documenting this, especially when you have that responsibility. Look at letter B there. It's your responsibility to keep the board informed on all of this information, because they're ultimately responsible for all of this, and you're their guide. You're their Yoda, helping them understand the risks that are coming. Again, they you know, they are responsible also. If you look at letter C, the board of directors, they have to make sure that you have sufficient authority and resources, whether that's monetary resources, physical resources, personnel, as these changes come through, documenting that you did your job. You let the board know clear well in advance that these changes are coming. These are things that you're assessing the risk for them. You're going to be reporting the risk to them, but then also maybe you're going to be giving them suggestions on mitigation strategies. What comes along with that, though, is letting them know, hey, this change is going to occupy a lot of my time. And if you're feeling like you're wearing too many hats or you've got too much on your plate, you need to communicate that to the board and let them know, hey, look, this change is coming, and the fact that you have so much on my shoulders will make it more difficult for me to implement this change appropriately. I'm going to need some help, or I'm going to need some additional resources, or maybe it's there's this change coming. I need to get trained up on this, or maybe you're going to be moving into this new area and you've decided, okay, cannabis banking, let's do it. You need to let them know, hey, this isn't something that with my current plate of things, I'm not going to be able to accommodate that additional risk. And so making sure that that's happening, but then also that it's being well documented. And I used to be the secretary of the board for my financial institution, and as the secretary, you're sitting there trying to figure out what is the important bits of information that I need to get into the minutes. As a BSA officer, I would say you need to really know who the secretary is, and you need to be reviewing those minutes after maybe there's a rough draft that's completed, and make sure you take a look at those every time you're in front of that board of directors, so that you're sure that the information that you want to get into those minutes are actually there. Because a lot of times your secretary doesn't have a background in BSA and they may not know. Maybe you are trying to make it perfectly obvious the information that you want to get documented. And for whatever reason, it doesn't get into the minutes. So, and like I said, I've got in your materials, you do have these responsibilities to communicate, but there are so many changes that are coming down,